Alright, welcome to the Jetmobile. It's Monday morning, I've been up early, I've driven to Ascot Vale, taken the guys through the swim squad session for the morning. I've done that same swim myself, then I jumped in the sauna, got out of the sauna, had some brekkie, did a little bit of work there. And then on my drive back, I've been making some phone calls to a few athletes, getting started on the week of work. Right now, I'm sitting in my driveway, talking to my phone. So all in all, I'm feeling pretty good. My swim was okay, pretty good. Felt a little bit sluggish and fatigued to start with, but nothing unexpected. You're not going to feel absolutely amazing every session as much as we'd like to. Today's main set was 4x25s with paddles and a band, so band around the ankle, into 150 metres with the paddles only, so removing that band. We did that 3 rounds and then ended up doing 20 by 50 metres at a tempo type effort, but with short rest. So just a quick note, we do a lot of paddle and pull work in our squad, especially on Monday morning. The reason being that we're age group triathletes and we're putting a lot of load through our legs and our cardiovascular system, so our heart and lungs. And Mondays in particular, we've generally made the most of it being the weekend and done a little bit more on the bike or running, whether that be overall volume or intensity or a little bit of both, especially at this time of year and in the race phase. So by using paddles and pull, it's an opportunity to lighten the load on the legs a little bit, but also protect the cardiovascular system, the heart and lungs. Because put simply, the heart's a muscle too, and it needs to have the opportunity to adapt and respond to the load that we put through it and the demands we place on it. So by using paddles, pull, or a combination of those two pieces of equipment in particular, we're actually suppressing the load on the cardiovascular system. So put simply, that means at any given effort level, if we're using paddles and pull, or paddles or pull, we're going to have a lower heart rate generally. We're going to suppress that heart rate, which essentially means we're placing less stress through that system. We also did the tempo work today, which is just very race-like, especially for Olympic distance to 70.3 races. A tempo type 80-85% effort is very similar to that. We did that in groups of 4 essentially, so it was 2 with the pool boy, just trying to work on good form, good rating, keeping it nice and smooth. Then we removed the pool boy for 2 efforts, and we incorporated sighting into that. So a couple of sights, each 25 metre lap, and that's just starting to get a little bit race specific. So the idea today was to get the swimming muscles working with the paddle work and, as I said, protect the cardiovascular system, lighten the load on the legs a little bit, and then go into some short rest, short intervals at a tempo type intensity where we're just working on rating and form, not panicking, and keeping it nice and smooth and tidy. Then I went in the sauna, as I said. Put simply, racing in Australia in through summer, it's a little bit hit and miss, especially in Victoria, but where I'm going, Busso, it's likely to be warm, whereas in Victoria right now it's up and down. So case in point, over the weekend it was probably low teens here in Melbourne, whereas I'm pretty sure Perth was mid-30s. So obviously it's going to be a little bit of a shock to the system, so I'm just trying to expose it to a little bit of heat so the body can adapt to that, and hopefully not so much of a shock and a detriment to performance come race day. So I'm about to head inside now, keep going with the work, do some programs and some planning. I want to do a little bit of a strength and mobility session later on this afternoon too, and my grand plan for the day is to be done pretty early so I can hang out with the family, have an early dinner, chill out, have a relaxing evening, and then head to bed early. I love heading to bed early, so better get inside and I'll check back in tomorrow. Have a good day. Cheers.